Hey, hello guys, this is Avinash here, and today I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to share the importance of psychology in marketing and how psychology is linked with marketing and why it is so important in marketing. Understanding the importance of psychology and psychology. So I just want to share marketing. What is marketing in short? So if we want to define marketing in short, marketing is basically spreading awareness about whatever offerings we have to the potential set of customers, and explaining to or communicating to them what needs does it satisfy, what problems does it solve, or what wants does it satisfy. Okay, for the customers. And the second part of it is making a brand aware and spreading the brand around the potential set of customers so that they recognize them and they trust them and they build a relationship with you. And the third thing is building a brand royalty around your product or around your services so that the customer are retained, because customer retention is an important part of any business, because acquiring a new customer is always a costly affair, and always retaining a customer will save you a lot of money over the marketing. And yeah, so customer retention is very important. So these are all this all come are the three aspects of the marketing. Okay, so now let's understand what is psychology. So psychology is basically a study of a human behavior, how humans behave, how human makes things, how human makes a particular decision in a particular situation. Okay, how humans act, and if I show them these things, how do they react to them? Okay, so understanding all these things is basically psychology. Okay, so now, how comes psychology related to marketing is in marketing terms? I need to understand the consumer. I need to understand his needs. Okay, so I need to build a product which suits his needs, which satisfies his needs, which satisfies his wants, which satisfies his desires. Okay, so to make a product which is compelling to him, okay, first need to understand the consumer, and basically to understand the consumer, I need to study psychology. Okay, I need to study the human behavior of a consumer. Okay, what will be his pain points? I need to effectively understand the pain points, and I need to make advertisements which will compel him. Okay, again, I will need psychology for that, because what are the advertisements which will suit him, which will attract him. Okay, which will what are some features which I should add in the product which will pull him to buy the product. Okay, then these are all the things which should be taken care when designing a product, when building a product, and hence the psychology is very important in marketing, to understand the consumer, understand his thinking process, so that we can design the product in such a way, we can design the strategies in such a way, and we can add some features in such a way that will compel him to buy the product, to use our services. This is overall basically the importance of psychology in marketing. So I just give a brief overview about the importance of psychology. Now let's understand in detail how psychology is important in marketing, with some examples and in detail explanation. The first and the foremost important part why psychology is important in marketing is to understand the customer pain points, the customer needs effectively, and divide the overall consumer market into target segments based on the needs. Okay, so you the when you design any product, what is the core of any product? Okay, so any product that is built, it is built to satisfy some needs, some desires, some wants, okay, or some problems. Okay, so basically the problem solving of the product is the core of any product. Okay, without if it's not solving any problem, the product won't even exist. No one is going to buy that product, because it's not it's of no use to the consumer. So how do we ensure that we have assessed our consumer needs or consumer pain points effectively? Okay, so for that we need to understand the consumer, we need to study his behavior, we need to understand his daily routine, we need to understand his oral habits, and we need to study him, like what does he feel about that. Okay, we need to study whether that consumer is if it has got an option to solve that problem. Is he gonna pay money for it? How much money will he be likely to pay for solving that problem? Okay, so will that suffice? Will that money that is gonna pay in that price, will that product will be able he will be able to build a product in that? Okay, so again, these are some of the questions, and again, for all these things, we it is very important to understand the consumer psychology, because if consumer doesn't feel that that's a pain point for him, and you feel that that is a pain point for the consumer, again, that's not going to work. Okay, basically, getting the pain point is very effective, and after getting the pain point and after getting the need, now it's time to divide the overall customer segment into the target segments based on the needs. So there is no single product in this world which is gonna satisfy everyone. There is no single product. Okay. So the products has to be designed according to the particular target segment, and there is a particular target segment only. That segment, the product will be built for only that segment. Okay. So let's understand it by an example. Let's say there is a need of let's say there is a need of perfume for a consumer. Okay. Why does a consumer requires a perfume? So basically, to have a good order around him, to attract people, to create a great impression over other people whom he meets. Then it may be because he might feel fresh with the fragrance of the perfume. And okay, so this is all basically the need. Okay, this is the need. Now, after getting the need of the consumer, after by understanding the consumer behavior, by understanding his understanding his psychology, now we have to divide the target segment into the segments. Okay, so some the perfume might be perfume fragrances might be different. Like for men, men will be attracted to different fragrance. Women will be attracted to different fragrances. So fragrances required for both the segments will be completely different. Okay, so if I want to build a perfume for men, I'm gonna design it differently, and I'm gonna use different ingredients for it. For if I want to design a product for a perfume for a woman, I'm gonna use different ingredients for it. Basically, because both of them have a separate set of fragrances. Uh, okay, requirement. Then some might require a strong perfume, some might require weaker perfumes. Again, then some might be looking at the price over quality. Okay, they may be very much price sensitive. Some of the segments will be they will be quality sensitive. They need a perfume to be long lasting. Then they will be paying price for it. They are ready to pay the price for it. So again, so these are the different segments which could be built for perfume. Okay, so after understanding the needs of the customer, it's very important to divide the overall customer segment into the segments, into target segments. And for a particular target segments, there will be a products built, different products built. Okay, so psychology is very important in understanding these needs of a particular consumer, and then dividing this based on the needs. Again, we need to differentiate the overall consumer segment into target segments and design product according to the target segments requirement. Then only we can say our product is gonna work effectively, or else the product is not gonna be that effective, not gonna be that attractive for the consumer. Okay, it's not gonna work. Okay, so you see how important it is for understanding the overall needs of the consumer, like effectively understanding needs of the consumer, and then designing a product which is compelling to the target segment. The second thing why the psychological study of a consumer is important is to attract the consumers to your product. So it is said that when a customer comes to you, or when a consumer comes to you for buying a product, you are a consultant, and when you approach the customer for selling the product, then you are a salesman. Okay, so the right strategy or the right marketing strategy building is very important when you need to get that expertise, when you need to get that consultant frame for your when you're approaching the customer. Okay. So getting a right marketing strategy is very important when you want the customer to be pulled towards you instead of you pushing the products towards the customer or the consumer. Okay, so how will you design effective marketing strategy? Okay, so for building a effective marketing strategy, again, the most important thing is to understand what are the different channels which the consumer is on. Okay, I need to study the consumer, like what is the consumer lifestyle, what are the different channels will he be on, how do I reach the customer effectively, what are the different ads that is gonna attract it to. Okay, what are the different content that he will be required, so that he will be attracted to. If I provide that content, he will be attracted to my brand, to my product. Okay, then I need to understand what is the price point to which my consumer will be attracted. Okay, then accordingly I need to design that product and have that price point. Then again, I need to understand about the consumer, what are the features that he will like, what are the features that when he will be using our product, he will be happy to use it. Like, these are the things that I need to study about the consumer, and everything requires a psychological part of it. It understands psychology, consumer psychology, how this all these things will be appealing to our consumer, and to build a effective marketing strategy overall, to attract the consumer towards your product. The third important reason why a psychological study is important in marketing is to understand, is to build a brand loyalty across your product. Okay, so it is rightly said that consumer retention is very important for any particular business, because the cost of acquiring a new customer is very high, in compared when compared to consumer retention. Okay, so if you want to be a business, if you want to be a build a good profitable business, the consumer retention is important, because not every time you are gonna acquire a new customer, you're gonna spend money on acquiring a new customer. Okay, so yeah, so most of the consumers do focus on a brand loyalty, and yeah, so the brand understanding brand loyalty is basically, when a consumer buys a product, there is a certain set of expectations from the product. Okay, so if the product delivers value which is equal to the expectations, or if it is greater than expectations, then there is a higher chance of a consumer being loyal to a brand. And yeah, and just imagine, in some of the cases, if it is higher than his much higher than his expectations, the consumer will himself be a marketer for your product, and it's like having a free salesman for your product. So having a good brand loyalty ensures that your product is in business anytime. Okay, so again, for having this loyalty from the consumer, it is very important to understand psychologically understand the consumer. Okay, his behavior after buying the product, consistent feedback from him, and changing the features as per his requirement, because consumer segment is a very diverse, and it's fast changing. Okay, so as the fashion changes, as the trend changes, the consumer behavior changes. Okay, so again, you need to do the psychological study, you need to have a good psychological study to add features which a customer requires, delete features which are not in trend right now. Okay, so you need to have a continuous improvements over the products, and to ensure that you are in a running business and you do not lose out the business to your competitors. Okay, so overall, the psychological study of the consumers, the consumer feedback, in the form of consumer feedback, in the form of understanding what makes the consumers happy in your product. Okay, and designing the new sets of features, adding new sets of features, removing some set of features. For all these things, psychological study of the consumers is very important. So overall, psychological study is important for maintaining a brand loyalty. Okay, and retaining the customers. Okay, so overall, in this video, we have covered three important points: why psychological study is important in marketing, and how psychology is interlinked with marketing. First is to understand the needs of the customers, and basically understanding the needs of the customer, dividing the customer segment into the target segment. The second point is to build good strategies to attract the customer, to pull the customer towards your product. And the third thing is to maintain a brand loyalty, customer retention across your brand. So this is how the overall psychology is linked with marketing. It's a very important part of marketing. Okay. So now I'm gonna tell you one story, simple story, which I probably read somewhere. You must have visited theaters. Okay. So in theaters, they serve you popcorn. So where did this idea of popcorn came in picture? So the this idea is basically linked to an old thought in which one person thought that what is a food product which they could serve in that small interval, and it will be accessible to all, and also it will be easy for production of it. Okay, so then the idea of popcorns came in picture. Like people also enjoyed the popcorn, they were accessible to all, and they could be able to distribute that in a small interval of the picture break. And again, it was easy to it was easy to produce in that short interval. Okay, and that's the reason it's so famous. That idea is so famous. Again, how do this theaters play with psychology to sell you the popcorn? Again, whenever you go to a theater, there will be three choices for you. Okay, one small, one medium, and one large box. Basically, whenever you have an options, okay, as per psychology, you will not think whether to buy that product or not, but you will think which one to buy. Okay, so that's the reason they give you three options. Okay, and now in the three options, the small one is this small, the medium one is might be around this much, and the large one around this one. So again, the difference between this large and medium is very minute. The difference between medium and small is very large. Okay, so your mind, as per the psychology, your mind will think the small one is not worth for whatever price you're paying. Okay, then you will think to buy the medium one and the bigger one. You see the difference is very small, so you will see that the bigger one is good. You will go with the bigger one. So 20% of the people actually buy the bigger one because of this reason, and 80% of people which are price sensitive, they buy the medium one instead of the small one. Okay, so this is how psychology comes in picture when they are selling you some products. There are many. So I will be coming up with many different aspects of psychology, how psychology is used in marketing. Stay tuned, keep watching, and thanks for watching this video. Bye.